you can really love someone and want to do right by them and still fuck up.
Because you're not ready to be in that headspace of intentional action. I think sometimes people get desire and love confused. You can really like and desire that person, but if you're not ready to curate your actions to show that you love that person, then I don't think it's love. It's like, I think it's lust, I think it's desire, but love is actions, it's not feeling. Hey, Benny.
Hey, what's up? How's your week going?
I'm massively hungover today, so
What? How
forgive
did
me.
they,
I went to a
I
Christmas
thought they
party
didn't let
last
you
night.
drink in the nunnery.
You said, well, that's probably why I'm hungover. I never drink. I went to a Christmas party last night. I had
Mother
a lot of
Agnes is
fun,
like,
obviously.
no.
What'd you
Yeah.
say?
No, I was just fucking around. I was playing off the back of my joke. No, so you went to a Christmas party?
Went to a Christmas party with my friend Kayla. Had a great time. Too much fun. Somebody stole my coat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was at like a nice place too, but they didn't give coat check tickets for some
Yeah.
reason. And I think somebody got my coat mixed up with theirs, and their coat was a shittier version of my coat.
Oh, no.
So I'm very irritated.
Oh, that sucks.
It's a limited edition wool jacket. It's made with Italian wool. Like it's not replaceable. I'm very irritated. Hopefully they'll send an email out to the RSVP list and somebody will realize they accidentally took my jacket and give it back.
You lost, girl. They're like, I got to upgrade.
I was so mad when they were like, this is yours. And I was like, no, this is absolutely not mine. No, yours look just like this. Yeah, except for mine was better. It feels, you know what it feels like?
So they should have took tickets to make sure, basically.
Right. It feels like getting cheated on.
Ooh, that's juicy.
It was like getting cheated on. Like they were trying to gaslight me and tell me what I saw wasn't what I saw.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I'm sorry about your jacket, but it's funny. I think the common misconception about cheating is like that happy people don't do it. Like somebody that loves you can't cheat. And I think that couldn't be further from the truth. If people really hurt their own feelings and they end up demonizing the shit out of their ex, maybe rightly so. Nobody deserves to get cheated on, but I feel like people think that people that love you can't cheat on them.
I agree with that sentiment.
Really?
I'll wait for you to finish, but I agree with that.
Okay, so I'll put my little spin on it.
Yeah.
People cheat for all different kind of reasons. Okay, so when I think about so one thing, take a dismissive avoidant, for example. So somebody that's been emotionally neglected in their childhood, they have really loose boundaries because they don't do conflict because they never really were trained up in the fields and the communication and all that stuff. So they're working at like a handicap. So they have really loose boundaries, and it'd be one thing if it was like, oh, how miraculous is it that you have loose boundaries about hot girls being around you? That's suspicious, sir. But they have it all over the place. So they got loose boundaries, but also they're validation starved because they didn't get enough love in their childhood. So they're seeking it. They eat it up more because they don't have that security, having been given the love to begin with. So it's kind of this perfect storm for cheating where that person, they're setting themselves up. It's like I used to tell my ex, I used to tell her like, hey, look, I love the shit out of you, and I really did, and I still think she's an amazing woman. I told her, I was like, you're not going to find me in a hot tub in a party at like midnight without you, because like I'm a fucking red blooded human being. Like something's going to happen. It's not because I don't love you. I took myself out of those situations, but
you're proving what I'm going to say in a second, but keep going.
No, go ahead.
I think okay. What was the first thing you said? You said people think that people can't
cheat if they love you. Like it's impossible for someone to really love you.
So okay, that's okay. I just wanted to give the hangover is kicking my ass right now. I think love. We've been taught love is a feeling, Love to me, in a healthy sense, is an intentional action. Love
Mm-hmm.
is shown through actions. You feel attraction toward people, you feel connection, but love is the product of your actions toward that person intentionally. So if you love someone with intent and you're moving with intention, just like what you said, I'm not going to put myself in situations that will be harmful to you
Mm-hmm.
because I love you, and I'm intentionally making the choice to not do that. So when people do cheat, it's either out of it's not really love, or like you also described, they had a shitty childhood. They weren't taught proper emotional regulation. They weren't taught to love themselves properly. If you don't love yourself properly, how can you show that love toward others? So of course, if you don't love yourself and you treat yourself like shit, of course you're going to treat others like shit. Even if you don't want to, even if you have the best intentions for them, even if you like them a lot and want the best for them, I don't think you can be in love and do those things with my perception of what love is.
Okay. Let me agree with you in a specific way. So one of my own little personal like aha moments was reading David Data, who wrote Way of the Superior Man. It's like really good book for men. And he's got some women's literature too. That's really good. But I think in the women's literature is actually where I got this little nugget for myself. But he used when you listen to him write, he uses the word love and awareness interchangeably as if it's the same thing. And that blows my mind because if you think about it, if you're paying attention, think about what it looks like to have puppy dog eyes for a guy. You got wide pupils, you're
I
taking
haven't had
on
that in
light.
so long. Oh my God. Keep going.
But that's a genuine moment, right? It might
Yeah.
be somewhat naive potentially, but it's still a genuine like fun, like incredible moment, and you're taking in information, right? You're just like enamored with what's in front of you. So your eyes
That's a
get bigger.
hormonal response, though. That's not love.
Yeah,
That's
but you
hormones.
just let me make the case.
Okay, my bad.
Because
Okay, keep going.
because when you're doing that, you're looking at something. It might be a hormonal response, but the purpose is, or the point I'm trying to make is, you're looking at something, you're paying attention to something, and it's evidenced by your pupils even getting bigger to take in even more. Right, you're paying attention to something, whatever the motivation is. Um, so so in that sense, that always blew my mind because I'm like, yeah, you know what? If you love somebody, you're gonna listen to them. You're gonna be present in the moment with them. You don't look at your phone. You listen. You accept what's there, right? Flaws and everything. You buy in, and you're just like, okay, whatever this is, whatever reality serves us, like, let's go. Um, so in that sense, I would have to agree with you because um if it's kind of the same thing, to love somebody is really to just like accept what's there and be with it and take it all in. And same thing with not loving a person. Same thing with loving a sports game or something, right? It's the same thing you're paying attention to. If that's
Yeah.
the case, then what you're saying is right. Because if you're cheating, um, you're not paying attention to the other person, because if you were, then you wouldn't go through with it that
They're
moment.
not in your awareness.
Yeah. And here's the problem that I have, and I think this shows some like potential for healing. But when I think about it, when I think about as a man, and I've heard it said that like not all men are like this, and I don't fucking understand it. To me, I'm just like eyes all over the place. I'm like my fucking predator brain gets to going a lot of times, right? So I see something I like, and I'm like, don't come over, into my hot tub at midnight. Like the point is, it's like reconciling that feeling with intense devotion for somebody, knowing how fragile it is for you to want something, and how easy it is to get into trouble, but then being like intensely emotionally devoted to somebody and loving the shit out of them, and like having to reconcile those two things. It's like when I open and I think, like what I said before you retorted, for me it's like, but it feels like you can love somebody. It's the emotional side, so it doesn't meet the definition that you said, but it's like, man, you can really love someone and want to do right by them and still fuck up.
Right. Because you're not ready to be in that headspace of intentional action and thinking before you do things and thinking about the outcome of your actions.
Yeah.
I think you can really like and desire. I think sometimes people get desire and love confused.
Mm-hmm.
You can really like and desire that person, but if you're not ready to curate your actions to show that you love that person and you value their company so much so that you're not going to do things that are going to make them not want to be there, then I don't
Yeah.
think it's love. I think it's I think it's lust, I think it's desire, but love is actions, it's not feelings.
Yeah, but see, here's where it gets messy because, I can think of times where I was really tempted in my relationship, and I was dating my girl once a week, totally devoted to her, doing everything around the house that needed to be done, earning the money, opening doors, thinking about her in times apart, missing her, um, buying her something a little special that I know she would like, doing everything and being genuinely like actually loving her and doing all that stuff and still having like you know times where under the wrong circumstances I would have broke down or like being super tempted.
Right, but you were
And
tempted, but did you do it?
no, but it's the fucking line is thin.
I think that's the line though, is you intentionally didn't do it.
But if
And
I
I didn't
did,
say I didn't
does
say
that
that.
mean that like all the times where I actually loved her in the
Yeah.
moment where I was considering her and doing everything that it's somehow invalidated?
You said what now?
So in my relationship, I didn't cheat, but for the times that I could have, does that invalidate everything else, all the
No, I
authentic
think
moments?
that's the point. You could have and you made the intentional decision not to.
Yes, I
That's the
agree. I
line.
agree. I agree. But it doesn't invalidate. So if it doesn't invalidate the genuine moments,
No, I
like
don't think it invalidates I think it makes them more genuine because you're faced with temptation, you're faced with desire, like
no, I'm saying
again,
had I
oh,
cheated, it
had
doesn't
you cheated, would
invalidate
it
all
have
the authentic
invalidated?
moments that preceded that. Because there were moments where I could have, and maybe under some different stressful circumstances or something, I might have. And to me, that doesn't change the way that I felt about the person that I was with at all. And that's why it seems so great to me.
I don't think it invalidates your feelings, but like I said, under the definition of love that I work under, love isn't a
You're,
feeling, it's an action.
yeah,
So
you're totally right, right? Because
I
it's
don't
like
think
once
I
you,
think you could fuck up and it doesn't invalidate what your feelings are toward that person, but you're not acting lovingly toward them.
yeah, totally. That's the
Yeah.
bottom line. That's the
Yeah.
bottom line, and that's what keeps people accountable. And I think you're absolutely right because everything else there is to say, it doesn't cancel out that because that's the bottom line truth. But
Yeah, you could
it's being a
still really like that person and desire the best for them and have great intentions for them, but your actions are not loving anymore. So I don't
yeah.
think it doesn't cancel out the feelings per se. It just means that you also had feelings elsewhere that you acted on.
I think that's the thing that like the moments where I've been tempted to cheat, that's the thing that really gets me because I know the fucking suffering that's coming once you do that.
But
It's
see,
like,
on the flip side, I don't think men understand how often we are presented with the opportunity to cheat.
oh yeah, it's got to be like infinitely greater, right?
Like we're presented with that opportunity so much more, but I think
Mhm.
partly because of the way we're socialized and purity culture, whether or not you grew up in a religious household or not, there's like an air of purity culture in the world where women's, body
Yeah,
count
slut shaming.
matters. Exactly, slut shaming, all of that. So I think the way we're socialized makes us consider all of the ramifications of our actions at a heightened sense. Like, okay, I could do this, but then this could happen, and this could happen, and then this could happen. And so,
And
again, maybe
it's
sometimes
not
we're
a new thing for you. You're like, oh, surprise, surprise, this guy wants to have sex with me. Like, okay, take a
well,
ticket. So,
also because men are really easy, and
yeah.
sometimes it's like this isn't even a challenge. Like, ew, you're just throwing it at me. Like, I almost want to start slut shaming them back. Like, you poor. Like, why are you offering this to me so easily?
I didn't ask for this picture.
No, We could do a whole podcast on unsolicited pictures.
That's
My
another
DM.
episode for sure. Yeah.
So I think there's that too. Like socialization makes it where you guys aren't shamed as much for cheating. Society gives you, a pat on the back, like do better next time. Whereas, we're the whore of the neighborhood if we were to do like our whole reputation could be ruined.
Yeah.
Whereas, I mean, you might be looked down on temporarily, but at the end of the day, no one's going to challenge you as a man. Whereas as a woman, our trustworthiness, our ability to be a mother, like everything would be challenged if we were to be the cheaters.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's also that aspect of it too. Like we're thinking of our place in society, whereas a guy might just be thinking of temporary pleasure and if the relationship may or may not be affected.
Yeah. If you're wise though, you think about God, like I don't know. For me, it's like I don't think I could hide something like that. It would just get to me. And then and the other thing is like when you hold things back in relationships, you can't quite have the quality of intimacy, like emotional
Oh,
intimacy,
for sure. For sure.
right?
Yeah.
And I've learned that because for me, I was hiding, like looking at porn in my last relationship. And in the times where I was upfront and like straightforward and like, like would, because she didn't like it, right? So for her,
Mhm.
she wanted to know like if it happened. Like the times where I was upfront and doing it, or like letting her know that I looked at it or whatever. Um, like the closeness was like on point.
Yeah.
But when I was doing it and not talking about it, like lying by omission, like it was distant and everything. It got in
And
the
we
way.
can tell we are like, I'm so sensitive to differences. In
Uh-huh.
my first relationship in Atlanta, I knew exactly when he started cheating. I didn't allow myself to internalize that. Like, I didn't allow myself to accept it. Months later, when I found out, I was like, damn, I knew the whole time. And it's because the intimacy in terms of communication and just the closeness of the relationship wasn't there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah.
knew it immediately. I was like 22 years old, so I was still, young and dumb. I didn't allow myself to internalize it. But had I acted on what I knew at the moment, I could have saved myself from a lot of hurt. Still wasn't my fault. It's still his fault that he did it. But
Right.
like when I found out, I was like, I've known this for the past year. I knew this was happening and I just didn't say anything.
I think that's why people find out so quickly. Like once they start researching, they're
Hmm.
like, "Oh, this makes sense now," and they start like unfolding everything
Yeah.
because they could feel it.
Yeah.
So you could feel it like they're talking to you less. They're not planning dates as much. Probably the sex isn't as good.
Well, so
Probably.
I'll tell you what happened because it wasn't just that he started cheating. He like used a traumatic situation to help facilitate the cheating. So that's also what threw me off. So I'm dating this guy. It was the first person I dated when I moved to Atlanta. New Year's Eve came around and I think this was like our second year of dating by this time. And he was like, let's stay in tonight, be romantic at home. We don't need to go out. It's cold. Let's just stay in, blah, blah, blah. He's also 13 years older than me. So he's a little more grounded. I'm 23. I was either 23 at the time, I think. And I'm like, I want to go out. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm young and lit. I want to be outside.
Yeah.
So his best friend, who had recently gotten out of prison, called him and was like, bro, why are you at home? Let's go to the strip club. And he's like, damn, Q wanted to go out too. And he's like, tell my sis, we're going out tonight. So he was like an hour away or something like that. And we were like, when you get close, give us a call and then we'll leave and meet you there. Never called us. He ended up getting into an accident and passing away that night.
Oh shit.
Right. Terrible situation.
Okay.
Young, whole life ahead of him, passed away that evening.
Man.
And my ex used the grief of that situation and the I need space to heal to start a relationship with a whole other woman.
Yeah.
So that was also, I knew something was off, but I was also like, it would not be loving of me to try to push him into giving me time and attention, and he's grieving a very close friend. That was he was grieving, but he was grieving with somebody else.
Jesus.
He
Well, it could be worse. He could be that girl.
he ended up moving her into his house, and I knew the big red flag that I knew something was really, really off was Valentine's Day, because he showed up to dinner 2 hours late, which again, at 30 minutes I should have just left. I should have gone home.
Yeah.
Young and dumb. He shows up to dinner 2 hours late, eats really fast, and leaves. I know it happened now, but at the time I was like, this is fucking weird. I look good. I spent time getting ready. What the fuck is going on? But he ends up dating this new girl, moving her into his house. And the one thing that he was opening up to me about is his godchildren that he had, which I had never heard about until now. He knew my godson. My godson spent a lot of time with us. And so he's like, oh, I like, my god kids are really a light of my life right now, blah, 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 blah. Those kids were the daughters and son of the girl he was cheating on me with. So this whole time I was like, oh, like, I'd love to meet them. My god kids, I want to meet yours. And he always had an excuse like, oh, well, my goddaughter she really likes to have a lot of my time. She doesn't like to, I don't want her to feel like she's sharing me with you. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to compete with a kid over your time. Of course, I'm going to let her have your time when you have her. That was the girl he was cheating on me with, daughter. And that's why he wouldn't let me meet her, because because her mom was his girlfriend.
Everything that you do comes to light. You can't get away with a lie. It's always going to come out.
You want to know how crazy it is that it came out?
Yeah.
So this guy that one of my friends was dating stole my laptop from my bedroom. It's my second to last semester of my senior year. All my notes are gone. All my papers are gone. I emailed all my professors when I got to a computer saying, hey, this is what happened, but I lost everything. So my boyfriend at the time brings me I call him crying. He brings me his MacBook. He brings me his MacBook, which is connected to his phone.
Get notifications.
I didn't go through the notifications. I didn't go through the text. I had a MacBook, but I had a Samsung at the time. So I didn't know that they connected like that. I had no idea that all this stuff. So I didn't even know I could go through his text. And I'm not a go through your text kind of, go through your phone kind of girl. But a phone call kept coming through, and I was watching Netflix with my best friend. We've been friends since we were 5 years old. We're watching Netflix. A call keeps coming through. I hit ignore. Call comes through again. I hit ignore. I get up and go to my restroom. It's connected to my bedroom. Call comes through. My best friend answers it. And so I'm in my bathroom, but I can hear everything. And my best friend's like, hey, what's up? And the girl is asking where our boyfriend is. Like, I wasn't realizing at the time that she was also his girlfriend, but she's asking, oh, where's blah, blah, blah. And my best friend's like, oh, he's not here, but out of curiosity, who are you? And she was like, oh, I'm his girlfriend. And my best friend's like, I'm with his girlfriend. And the girl's like, we've been together for a year. Again, that's around the time his best friend died, was a year previous to this.
Yeah.
Because he died on New Year's Eve. This call came through 2 days before my boyfriend at the time's birthday. His birthday's in December. So they've been together for a year.
How the fuck do you expect to get away with this? Like, it's coming for you eventually.
Exactly.
So why?
Eventually.
Extreme coping, right? They're just thinking about like the 2 seconds in front of them. That's it. Right? Why else show up to a Valentine's Day and eat real quick and go? That's sus as fuck, right?
Sus as fuck.
You're just asking for an argument.
So my best friend's like, no, his girlfriend's right here. And I hop on FaceTime and we start putting shit together. And like, that's why I realized what happened on Valentine's Day. She was like, it was so weird. Like, he got to my house to pick me up, but then he had to leave really quick. And then he came back. It's because he left to come take me to dinner.
Yeah.
Like, we're putting 2 and 2 together. So I say all that to say, yes, it always comes out, because if my laptop had not gotten stolen, then I would have never gotten his laptop, and then her and I would have never met.
Yeah.
The universe conspires in crazy ways when there's information that you need to know.
Yeah, and it's like if you grew closer, then you would want to know like why is he distant? Like you would start looking, or like eventually something's going to happen. One or the
Well,
other.
and again, I thought the distance originally, I thought it was his best friend died and he was sad.
Yeah.
That's logical. And that's part of why I was gaslighting myself. Like, oh, he's not being weird. He's just grieving.
Yeah.
He was doing both.
Crazy.
Yes. So
you can't just
my lore.
You can't just become Mormon. You don't have to go through the trouble of like 2 chicks at one time, double life. You could just.
Oh, he suggested that. He did in the period of trying to get me back, like right after. He was like, "Why can't we just all be together?"
Hey, you're not mad at me for lying to you. Just fuck this other girl. Problem solved.
It was like there's stuff I can't even talk about on this pod, like things he gaslit me with that, like looking back, I mean, it made me bulletproof for sure. Like no one else can ever run game on me again. And I'm hyper vigilant with details, and maybe to a fault, but it was definitely trial by fire in that relationship. But again, like with that relationship, he, said he loved me, said he didn't need it, all these things. I don't believe you could have, I think he cared about me. I think he has my best interest in mind. We're still friends to this day. Crazily, I shouldn't be his friend, but somehow we are. So I don't think he had bad intentions for me, but I don't think that was loving toward me to start a relationship with a whole other person.
Yeah.
His actions didn't say he loved me.
Yeah. God, it seems like depending on the nature of your relationships, things like that, you're going to eat. Like for him to get away with that for a whole year, maybe you guys weren't hanging out every day, or like that. Or if you were, that'd be a crazy amount of work, right?
Well, but it was because of the best. I think had his best friend not died, that it wouldn't have gone that way. Because
you're just giving him credit day by day, basically.
Right. I'm giving him credit and I'm giving him space. And then by the 6-month mark, I was like,
bro,
I can't tell you how to grieve.
Like, what kind of friend was this?
But it's been a while now.
Some Brokeback shit. It's like my friend.
And I think the other thing he did that was, I guess, intentional, I thought was sweet. He was just spending more time at my place. We spent a lot of time at his place usually, but he was spending more time at my place.
Yeah.
And the one time I pitched a fit about it, I said, how come I haven't seen your house in 6 months? He let me over. I don't know where she was, but he let me come over. And there's all these boxes, like new boxes there, and kids stuff. And he was like, oh yeah, that's my god kid stuff. And I was like, well, why do they have so much over here? Like, I love that you love them, but they have an excessive amount of stuff here. What's going on?
Nah, he was about to Danish deception you. It was coming right around the corner.
See, the reason the Danish deception would have never happened to me is because I don't believe in giving men money. So I have been lied to in a lot of ways, but my level of materialisticness never allowed me to be Onyeka. The second he said he needed some money, I was thoughts and prayers. If you're the man that I know you are, I know you'll find it. I know you'll figure it out. If you're the man that I'm with you for, the resourceful man, I know you'll figure it out.
Facts.
that would never happen to me.
God kids, they need just $5,000.
No, he did ask me to give one music lessons.
Oh yeah, what violin?
With sheet music, like reading music. He did. I never ended up doing it. I told him I would. Now looking back on it, it's very diabolical that he wanted me to give the daughter of the woman he was cheating on me with kid. Like the details of this situation, every time I think about it, are insane. I don't know how I survived it, because the mental gymnastics that I had to go through to even like qualify what he was saying, even when shit didn't make sense. And then finding out about her and then realizing not only has he been lying to me, but I've been helping this lie along by lying to myself to make the things that he's saying make sense.
I mean, I've got shame. My ex from 2 relationships ago was hooking up with her boss, and I knew it. Like, I found out about it, and I reacted, and I like texted him, and I did all that shit. But
Yeah.
then she cheated again. I went out of town, and she broke up with me for a day, and then called some dude over off Tinder. And then I come back, and then I find out, and then I'm comforting her because she's upset because she did it. So I'm the one that's like with it, like try to console her, and then I'm trying to like repair everything, and she's telling me to go off and fuck somebody just to get even, and I'm like, no, I'm thinking, no, whole thing's going to shit if I do
trying to
that.
say the same thing.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
That isn't. Why do they think that's a valid?
Probably because she wanted to get out by that point, I'm guessing. So it'd just be easier for her to justify.
She was trying to sabotage.
Because I was going to say, because like other relationships, they give me a hall pass. I'd be like on that shit. I'd be like, thank you. Like,
you take the hall pass?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Of course.
You would follow through on the hall pass.
I mean, if it was real, if it didn't hurt anything, but I don't know if that's really an actual thing. But yeah, like, of course, like if it wasn't going to hurt the relationship, why not? But to me, I don't know if it
in love
really
with somebody in a relationship, and she say, "Hey, it's your birthday. You're going out of town with your friends. You can hook up with one person while you're there."
That's right. Cue the Drake music. It's your fucking birthday.
Yeah, oh my God, I could never do that.
But only if I truly thought that it wouldn't hurt things. Like if she's saying that from a place of being disconnected, and I don't really feel like safe, I wouldn't want to do it anyway. I'd want to try to like fix that. Like if she's so detached where that wouldn't bother her, that'd be an issue for me. And then if I think she's just trying to be cool, which I've had that experience too, I'm wiser to that. So I would raise an eyebrow. I don't know if it would be real, but yeah. So I like in that case, I could feel that it wasn't like the whole thing was going to go to shit if I did that. And and what's funny is that around that same time too, our fucking neighbor. Oh man, this is a whole nother thing. Okay, so this is on topic too. So we had a neighbor that lived a few doors down, Hispanic chick, my body type, like everything's good. She was a shitty person, but she was hot though. And I went over there to help her and her husband move something one time. And the whole time she is just like, he's like, and this guy was a cool guy. I liked him, but he's like softly spoken. He's like, yes, honey, okay, I'll do this. And she's just like tearing into him like Hispanic style. You could tell he'd been browbeaten for several years, They had kids together, so he's just kind of doing his thing or whatever. But anyway, I was over there and I was witnessing all that. And she would come over, like when my ex, she would like try to come over. She brought me when I helped them, we were talking about like Cuban rice and beans, how it's like different than Mexican rice and beans.
Mm-hmm.
And she brought me over some, like she timed it to where my girlfriend went off to work. She brought it over. And this is one of those moments where in my head, I'm like, fuck, like she came in the house to give it to me. I'm like, I could so easily, and already shit was fucked up between us. But I didn't do it. And I told my ex about it, like to like make things extra accountable. Like I told her that she like came over like right when she left and everything. And there was other times where she was trying to like get her foot in the door. But I could see like the mess of their relationship, and I had the chance in front of me. I didn't take it.
Sorry, I'm leaving myself a note. But you didn't take it.
Rice and beans.
But you didn't take it.
No, I wanted to because it would have been.
Have you ever cheated?
Yeah. Let's see. So in
post being 20, post full brain development, 25 years old.
Yes, kind of. I emotionally cheated. So when I was with my first wife, I don't even know if she knows this. Maybe she's going to find out now. Um,
Does she watch the
there,
pod?
no, no way. Uh, so in my marriage, so we were married for 10 years. Um, over somewhere halfway through, like things are decaying. We're not going out on dates. I didn't know like that was a thing. Like I didn't know you were supposed to, shitty communicate. Like I'm like she was not good and I wasn't good either in the relationship. So the thing was a mess. But I'd reconnected with a friend from high school on Facebook who happened to be in Georgia and I went to high school in Missouri. And then we started talking and we had it set up where we were going to meet up. And basically this chick must have hated me because there was three different times where I flaked on her because I couldn't do it. I had my kids, I had my little family. Like I wanted to cheat because I just was feeling shitty. But I didn't do it. I canceled on her. And eventually she just, she's like, okay, this guy's never going to do it. But I think I got her in trouble with her partner. So she ended up leaving that guy and becoming a lesbian because I never followed through. So she must have been having issues in her relationship. That went to shit. But I think just by us talking got her in trouble and I just never followed through with it. But I was this close. And there was another time where I did that too with another friend from high school. Because I went to high school in Missouri and Georgia. And there was another friend from high school in Georgia that I was close to setting something up with too. So I like got close, but
So
I
did it not, both of those situations, did they not come to fruition because you didn't set up something or because they didn't show up?
No, both because I didn't. Well, the first one I flaked on her several times. The second one, I don't know if we got to setting up a date, but we talked really sexually, and then I just didn't like make it happen. I think I just didn't like take it to fruition.
Okay.
But the first girl, I approached her and we started talking. And the second girl, she messaged me, but I'm the one that like took it there.
Took it there.
Yeah. So
interesting.
Yeah.
You never. So you've almost cheated and considered it, but never.
Yeah. And then when I was younger, let's see, I was I would have been maybe 19 or something. Yeah, I kissed the neighbor.
Well, that's why I said over 25. I think most of what we did before then is very dumb and very trial and error.
Yeah, for sure. I had my little high school girlfriend, and there's lots of problems there too. And then I was like laying down on the couch with my next door neighbor female friend watching a TV show. Yeah, that's the underdeveloped brain. I'm like, of course I go into it. Like, we're spooning. Like, of course, like something's gonna happen. But it didn't click to me until it clicked. Like, I didn't even think anything of it until I'm like in the situation, like feeling it. Yeah.
So as a relatively successful non-cheater, what is your advice to other men to help them not cheat? Because I think, like I said before, society gives women so much shame that we overthink and we analyze. And this is for people that are struggling with cheating, not the people that don't care and just cheat for fun. That's different.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because they don't care what the answer is anyway.
Huh?
Yeah, because they don't care what the answer is anyway. They don't.
Right. They don't care. They're just doing what they want. Like, and that goes for both sexes. I think men and women that just cheat for fun, that don't care, they're just gonna do that until it gets old. But the people, specifically the guys that are struggling with it, what's your advice for them?
Well, I think some of the advice won't be applicable unless you're aware. Like the more aware you are, you understand the consequences of your actions. So you have to understand that trust takes 2 years to repair. Okay, so you're gonna go through 2 years of them looking through your phone and second guessing. All these fights are gonna start now because you fucked up one time.
Well, and to add to that, it's not just 2 years, it's 2 years of consistent positive change.
Right. Yeah.
Not just 2 years of time.
Right. Yeah. The whole time you're working.
Right.
Then you've got to deal with their hurt, right? So there's going to be X number of times where you're having to get all your energy sucked out to be empathetic to the person that you just fucked over. And now there's going to be plenty of times, and then it's going to become a hassle to you because like they're going to keep getting sad about it, and you're going to have to keep, consoling them even when you don't feel like it because you had a stressful day at work. Like the cheating happened X number of years or months ago, and then you'd still have to go console them. I think that it's the opportunity cost to the relationship, right? So when you're hiding something, you can't have that full quality of like deep connection. And I guess some people are scared of that. They're hiding, they're trying to protect themselves from that. But if you've ever experienced what that feels like, and you have, everyone has, because the honeymoon phase, it's like that in the beginning. You don't know them all the way, but whatever's there, you want to take it all in. You don't want to get rid of that. You want to have your relationship be as accountable and like one-to-one as possible. So you're going to be harming that. So you got to think about all these things as the consequence of whatever you do. And I guess I think the other part I don't know if you can replicate, because I had parents that I came up in the Catholic Church, and I have two parents that are still together, and they are, they would lay into me on like conscious stuff. And I had to come through. I actually had to, kind of having a what do you call it? Almost like a watershed moment where I stripped myself of guilt and shame because I felt it so deep from the way I was raised that like, this sounds sociopathic, but I could do something that was really wrong and have zero guilt about it for the most part. Cause I don't let myself go down rabbit holes of thought for the most part. Like I only kind of do what's serving these days, which it wasn't like that before. So not that I'm gonna use that as like a fucking card to do whatever I want, but I had to because my
you had to unlearn the shame.
Yeah. So the thing is, it's like, why am I saying this? I was going down this path for a reason. There's a connection that I can't remember now.
I was talking about giving people advice about.
Yeah. We talk about the opportunity cost, like with the intimacy and stuff. And it's like, I think maybe the point that I was trying to make is that even for me, I'm not going to suffer as much as the person that like for sure is going to have that guilt monster sitting on their shoulders. Oh, I think this is the point I was going to make. So for me, like I've built up that superpower. If I was a shitty person, I could do stuff and then like not let it bother me, I think, on some level. But the thing is that it would still harm the intimacy of the relationship because you're holding something back.
Right.
So it's like, so I think I was bringing that out to like color the emotional intimacy part, like how important that is, because like it's coming from somebody that doesn't really suffer that much from like thinking about the past and weighing yourself down and all that.
Right. Do you think?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but the other point I was making is that I was given all that by my parents, and it kind of makes me that like human connection aspect. It makes me sad to like hurt the other person too.
Do you think cheaters are redeemable?
Yeah, I think so. I guess it depends, like how much is going into it.
Yeah.
What history of cheating do they have?
With your get your ex back clients, for example, if the person that was cheated on is calling you.
Yeah, I have one right now. I have one right now.
That boggles my mind. I could not, not hating on you.
No,
I personally could not imagine like, oh my God, this person cheated on me. How do I get them back?
Yeah. I'm going to be kind of vague with the details because I don't want
to. For sure. Client privilege and all that.
Yeah, but I have one right now where they're together a significant amount of time. The girl cheated on the guy, but she'd never done that in the past in years. Okay. So consistency of history of loyalty, etc. Okay. He had some things that he could have tidied up. Now, this is an intelligent person. The guy is the one that got cheated on. He is an intelligent person. He is a quality guy that works on himself. He's got a good job. Lots of good stuff there. Okay. But he wasn't dating her probably the way that he should. There's some things where ultimately she felt emotionally abandoned. Now she's not a good communicator. So a lot of this is on her because she's not bringing to him her lack of satisfaction, etc. But she gets to the point where she feels emotionally abandoned. And I feel like women feel the nature of the relationship, whereas men were like, oh, hey, we got the fucking certificate. Like, hey, like it's honor bound, girl. Like, don't worry about the fact that I haven't taken you on a date in 2 years. You signed that fucking piece of paper, right? But like the woman's gonna feel into the relationship, be like, yeah, the shit's dead, and then they might monkey branch because the way the world is built, you're built. A lot of women are relying on men, so there's going to be a more of a. To me, it's a little bit more justifiable if you didn't in asterisk justifiable, right? But if you didn't do your job, the woman feels emotionally abandoned. She does what she does. She monkey branches to the new guy. Long story short, we got her back, and they're in therapy right now. They're working through all this shit.
Okay.
So it was a one-time thing after they've been together multiple years. The guy's aware. He knows what he's going. He knows what's going on. And she's showing, what do you call it? Like goodwill. She's showing goodwill.
Progress.
Yeah, and showing up to the therapy and all that stuff. So to me, it's like the solutions are there. We got her back. Attraction solution there. Yep. And then the therapy solution there. So why not? But he's opening himself up to getting hurt.
We got to get the
yeah, confetti. Now he's opening himself up to getting hurt, and he knows that, and that's part of this. And then you got to work through all the fearful avoidance stuff in your own therapy, and start to like watch your own hypervigilance, because it's going to start extra arguments. And then you've got to learn breath work, and you got to they got to learn communication techniques and all this stuff. And we don't know what's going to happen with the story, but that's one example.
Interesting. Couldn't be me, but I love it for them.
Yeah. I would give an ex a second chance if it was like that. If it was like my ex that did it to me, where not only is it happening, like it happened with the boss, confirmed. I think it was happening with a coworker before that. I couldn't put my finger on it. And then it happened like on the Tinder. Like, who knows how many times she actually did it.
Right.
Back then, I tried to get her back because I didn't have self-confidence to think I could get anybody better than her. These days, I wouldn't go near that with a fucking whatever the longest pull it is that they make.
What if I called you with the situation that I went through? What would you tell me to do?
Well, yeah, so I don't tell clients what to do. I
or
tell
what would your like
how to get what they want.
Yeah.
So but if you said, hey, what's your opinion of this? I'd be like, yeah, fuck this guy. Like,
yeah,
he's messed up. Like I'll explain why this is happening. I'll say, look, he's a people pleaser. He's trying to make everybody happy. There's no other reason why he'd fucking leave, do a Valentine's Day, not even barely eat the food, and then inadvertently cause an argument with you because he's not giving you the attention, and then go back to that. And then, oh, why were you gone? Oh, some lie. And then he has to cover those tracks. Like, he's people pleasing the fuck out of the situation. Mm-hmm. So it goes a lot deeper than just wanting to fuck two girls, or have companionship from two girls for validation. There's a lot of shit going on. So I would explain all this stuff, but because I try to play devil's advocate, I try to give you all the information, to make your own thing. But yeah, if you're like, hey, what do you think I should do? I'd be like, I wouldn't do that.
I mean, that's ultimately what I did. So
good job.
Yeah, have Coach Benny's approval. Moral of the conversation to all the listeners: don't cheat.
It's going to come out.
It's going to come out. And if you feel the need to cheat, or the strong desire that you're leaning into more often than not, maybe it's time to examine your relationship to yourself, your relationship to your boundaries, your level of, what's the word I'm looking for? Discipline, your self-discipline, or if you should even be in a relationship right now. Maybe you should be single. I think that's not given enough attention when people are serial cheaters. Maybe you're just not meant for monogamy, and that's also okay. If that's, the lifestyle that's meant for you, but you have to be honest about it and then go into relationships with that at the forefront. Like, hey, this is my cup of tea. This is what I do. So you can give the other people the option to opt in to that or not. I think that's another thing that possibly contributes to a lot of cheating, is that maybe everyone's trying to fit into a box that not everyone fits into. Because when you think about society and socialization, it's kind of one size fits all. And I don't think we're one size fits all. Now, I'm not for a poly relationship necessarily, but I think for honest, consenting adults, that could work for them.
Yeah.
For some honest, consenting adults,
I always wonder because my experience with opening things up a little bit in a relationship is chaos.
Well, no, not opening things up. I mean, going in with it already
From the
open.
start, yeah. And
Starting closed and then opening up, I agree, is probably it's probably a harder situation to go through. But going in like, hey, this is the type of relationship that I'm seeking. Is that something you're into? I think that's a different.
Yeah.
Like,
and I wonder what the viability is. Okay, there's a book called The Truth by Neil. What's his name? He's the guy that wrote The Game. He's a journalist that wrote a book on pickup artistry. It's like super popular amongst men, and he wrote this book called The Truth. And he had enmeshment with his mother's, and I think he's probably dismissive of it because most people with enmeshment are that attachment style. And basically, what he did was he had this amazing girl, super committed. He couldn't do it. Like he's got fear of commitment. So he runs off and literally tries every iteration of relationship you could possibly think of. And he's writing about it in this book. He flies and he's got game. Okay. So he has like options to put it all together. He's not like some guy that's like, hey, honey, let's open up the relationship. Right. Like, no, he's got skill to put it together. So he gets 3 different randos that he was already talking to, moves them into a house, fucking chaos, fights every night about who sits in the front seat. One girl wants to go clubbing, one doesn't. Like it's a mess, and it only lasts for X amount of time. Like it just
3 randos, so it sounds like they probably weren't socially aligned, like in lifestyle and stuff.
Right. Yes, he just had 3 hot girls that he was talking to individually, not like totally random. He had already, but he just picked the hottest ones and moved them all into a house. Right. Okay. Then he tacks himself on as a third to an existing lesbian, and I'm getting this out of order, but he like finds a lesbian couple, tacks himself onto as a third. Then he gets like a commune house and moves in like everybody like in open relationships, and like it's this fucking, whatever. And then like everything that you can think of, he tries. And his ultimate conclusion of the book is that he goes back to the girl he was monogamous with in the first place after. He also talks about how therapy, like traditional therapy, was shitty. And then he did this as a journey to like avoid the therapy. So he just went out and tried everything. Yeah. Okay. And I can't remember what his like therapeutic moral of the story was in the end of the book. But in the end, he goes and chooses the girl. I'm pretty fucking sure. I'm going to look this up right now. I'm pretty fucking sure that they're not, they got married, but I'm pretty sure they're not even, his name is Neil Strauss, by the way. I'm pretty sure they got a divorce later too. Let me see. Yeah, they got him. So in the book, he touts the fact that like she was the true objective the whole time. And then they got a divorce. They were married from 2013 to 2018. So the one that he's pining about over the whole time, he doesn't even keep in the end anyway. So
maybe while he was going through all of his transformations and experimenting, maybe she was changing also, and she just wasn't the same person that she was before he went through that journey,
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, that's what I would think happened. Like he was expecting an idealized version of that person, and she just doesn't exist anymore because life happens, time happens, growth happens,
Yeah.
That's probably
absolutely.
Yeah.
But the other thing is like,
because what was she doing while he was
green grass syndrome, like on steroids, right?
Yeah.
Like, it could be that.
But what was she doing while he was dating everyone in the world?
He talks about it in the book. I think they had a falling out, or he left her, and then who knows what she was. I don't even know if she was still talking with him or not, but she gave him a chance when he came back. But I think it's interesting because personally, I question, like I messed around in a recent relationship, like with all this kind of stuff, and Like I always question like whether or not it's really real. To me,
Yeah.
like society works in a very specific way. It seems to anyway, and I know that what works for the masses isn't what works for different type of people. But I
Yeah.
always wonder, like, can you have your cake and eat it too? Can you have somebody that's truly 100% emotionally connected to you, have the same depth of intimacy as you would in a monogamous relationship, and then just bring some other fucking person into it? Like, is that
Well,
real?
have you seen the show Sister Wives?
No.
Do you know the premise of it?
I'm guessing it's like a Mormon deal
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. Yeah.
They're I don't think they're affiliated with the church anymore, but that's I think they were fundamentalists. I don't want to misquote, but I think they were because they still practice the principle of polygamy. But it was Cody, it was Christine. I can't remember. He had three wives, Cody Brown, and he had three wives. And where the show starts, he was bringing in a fourth wife, Robin, and he had been living with the three wives supposedly happily. I mean, obviously, we don't know. We're not there. Brings in Robin, and I mean, the show's on like its 20th season, so it's been around for a while.
Mhm.
But through the course of him bringing Robin in, he found out he was a monogamist, basically. Like, the relationships start to break down because he realizes, oh, wait, I was able to be polygamous with these women because I wasn't really as into them as I thought I was.
Mhm.
I didn't know how into someone I could be until I met Robin.
Mhm.
And so the other relationships start to break down. He's divorced from all the other three wives now, and he's just a monogamous with Robin. But Robin is like, and this is happening right now. Like, there's a new season out. All the wives have left him. One of them's remarried. One of them's dating. One of them's just single, enjoying her single life. Because they have like 27 kids or something like that. So she's like, this is the first time I've had no husband, no kids. Like, I'm living my best life. So anyway, he's like, I'm fully committed to you. Like, you're my soulmate. It was you all along. I, never really knew what love was until I found you, kind of scenario. But she's like, I wanted the sister wives. Like, I wanted the big family. I wanted the kids. I wanted the grandkids. I wanted the big life.
Mhm.
So on one hand, what you're saying is validated by his experience. Like, I thought I was a polygamist until I found real love. And she's like, I wanted the big community.
Yeah. 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 I don't know. I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. I don't know. I might move to Utah. We'll.
Well, they've moved all over now. I want to say they were in Nevada or Arizona. I could be wrong. They've moved all over, but yeah, when he found like true love to him, he realized very quickly, I actually am and he didn't say it until this recent season, but his actions were getting more monogamous as it went. He was spending more time with her. He was only being physically affectionate with her. I think one of the wives said that she hadn't had sex with him in like 20 years.
Are any of these people attractive?
I'm
That's
going
my
to send
first
it to you
question.
right now.
Because it's like, what if Robin was the only one that was halfway decent, and then she made him do it, and then he's like, "Oh, I have this miraculous revelation that I'm now monogamous."
So, I will say that when the family met Robin, okay, I'm sharing it with you right now. I will say because the way they do the courting, from what I understand, like, the wives will approve of someone and then say, hey, you should go on a date with this woman. I think that's how it works. So it's not just like, hey, I got a new wife, you guys get on board with it. Like, it is more of a group diplomatic decision. So I think she came to them somehow and they were like, hey, we approve of you courting this woman.
You're shaking like a pear. Let's go. Come on. Hey, we
I
picked out
mean,
the pear shape.
I mean, but anyway, so when they brought her into the fold, they were joking like, "Oh, he has a trophy wife now." So I don't
Yep.
know.
He's been
I
all
just sent
those
you a
now.
picture.
Let me see.
So
All right.
the one to his So the one to his right in the red, that's his
right?
first wife. That's
really?
Mary. And then the one directly to his left is his third wife. Her name is Christine.
Okay.
And then Janelle, all the way to the left, is his second wife. And then all the way to the right is Robin. That's the one he left everyone for and is with now.
The one with the chains on?
No, all the way to the right is the one he's with.
Okay, I was going to say the one all the way to the left. I'm like, bro, like, what are you doing? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I guess the first wife to me was the one that looks the best, probably. I don't know. I mean, none of them are that great, but
I mean, they're not necessarily my cup of tea, but they're each other's cup of tea, I guess. And that's
Bro,
here's hold on, I'm sending you another picture that's a little better.
I don't know what he's doing in this middle era there. I don't know.
Look at the second one I sent.
All right, let's see. Bro. Yeah. So maybe the new one is the one that he's in love with is the best looking one. So miraculous surprise. And notice how the ugliest ones are on either side.
Nice.
Well, okay. the people that
the
are
least conventionally attractive
are on the outskirts of the picture.
So the one right behind him is who left first, and she's now remarried, and is really happy. And then the one in the blue on the other side left second, and then actually her and the one next to her kind of left around the same time. When the first one left, they were like, "Oh, wait, bitch, we can leave." Like, and actually the one, his first wife, Mary, the one he hadn't slept with in like 20 years, it was like a big scandal a couple years ago. She had like an emotional relationship with somebody on Tinder that ended up catfishing her. But I think it's because, she had been emotionally abandoned in the relationship for so long.
Yeah.
That, why are my glasses sitting weird?
They just bugged out. They heard all this fucking drama. They're like, yeah.
Yeah. So, to your point, maybe it doesn't work. I think if it does work, though, it has to be consenting adults that are all agreeing on being here and not just, oh, hey, by the way, we should open this up, or hey, there's another person I'm interested in.
They need an architect, relationship architects, and they understand the engineering of all this shit. Okay, it's like
offer a new service.
It's like Mondays is this, Tuesdays is this. This person sits in the front seat. This person's a relationship architect.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I will say they did have a good rotation system. So when the show first started, they lived in one huge house that had different wings. And he would just go to the different wings on rotation. I don't think he had his own bedroom. He just rotated through their bedrooms. And then as the show progressed, obviously he brought in the fourth wife. They needed more space because she had been previously married. She had 2 kids, lived in her own house. So when they got married, they needed more space. They bought a cul-de-sac and built their own houses on the cul-de-sac. So he would just go from house to house, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
Because they had, I think the goal was for them to have joined backyards so all the kids could just run around and play.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, if you're going to do it, that sounds like a pretty productive and fun way to do it.
There's just certain wings of that house I would have never visited.
Well, that's the thing. That's what happened when he brought the one in that he ended up, Robin, who he ended up being in love with, the intimacy with the other partners, even if he would go to their rooms on their nights, they said that they weren't sleeping together. It just, like, they said it started functioning like they were brother and sister.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I don't know, to each their own. It's not for me, but
So if we put Denzel Washington through the Clone Wars and they made like 100,000 Denzels, like you wouldn't want at least 20 of them.
I mean, why 20 of the same thing?
I don't know. People like twins, you know. Some people.
No, no, not a bunch of Denzel. Well, I also just don't like sharing my body with that many people, so it would never.
Yeah, I feel you.
I'm very stingy with that.
That's what VR is for.
Yeah, there was a. Would you say?
I'm just messing with you. I said that's what VR is for.
There's a pretty significant breakup this week in the reality TV world. I know you didn't watch Love Island this season because we weren't filming yet. You will be watching it next season, but we weren't filming yet. I will send you the couple that broke up though. There were actually, this will be a palate cleanser for what you just had to see.
Okay.
Shelly and Ace broke up on Love Island.
Okay.
I, for one, was convinced that it wasn't going to work from the start.
Yeah.
Because for one, he's significantly younger than her and has never been in a relationship before. He's 22 and she's 27. Even though, I don't know, what's your opinion on that? Even though they're both in their 20s, that's two different.
For a dude to be that young, if it was flipped, if the girl was the younger one, that'd be okay-er, but
yeah, he's never been in a relationship. Huh?
It doesn't pass the green line test.
But it's a palate cleanser for the other couples you had. Because they're a hot couple. They're very attractive.
Oh, yeah.
They looked great together on the show. They were some fan favorites. But I think his age difference, his lack of relationship experience, and it seems like he had a hard time supporting her. She did a lot of red carpet events alone. He never went to red carpet events with her, which I thought was really weird. It looked like she was getting a little more shine than he was, and he was having a hard time supporting her in that. So,
do you know what the green line test
is? Would you say?
Do you know what the green line test is?
No, what's that?
Okay, so in men's circles, what they do is they'll take a picture and they'll try to like see if they'll draw a line to the people center of the bodies and they'll try to see like who's more drawn into the other person. So like in this case, like I'm just being,
I'm looking at it because I'm going
he's
off
leaning into her, right? She's the one acknowledging the camera, and he's the one like it's not so bad here, but like the green line thing is like where the woman is like she's like the one that's like grounded, and then the dude's like leaning in. Like, that's
so he's the non-grounded one in this.
Well, not really. I mean, it's not
based
so
on that theory.
I was just talking shit, to be honest. But yeah, she's more in her own energy, right? And but this could have just been like a casual look. It's not like he's leaning.
It's her birthday. This is her birthday party.
Yeah.
So yeah. So R.I.P. to Shalace. Except I saw it coming, so not really R.I.P. But
that's right. I'll fix it. I'll get him back.
Breakup of the week. Before we get off, Benny, every time I change my aesthetic, you never say anything, and you didn't notice that I have on glasses today.
How is this my homework to notice everything?
You're supposed to be like, oh my God, I love the glasses.
We're gonna get a third female co-host in, so she can do all that for you.
Oh, I did. I was talking to a matchmaker in Atlanta, and I asked her if she wanted to come on the pod.
You should. I need to talk to her. I'm about to. Which one is it? Or no, let's not say for now. Let's see if they.
Well, yeah, I won't. It's not a big name one. She's new. She's starting off. Okay. So I was reading this article about how analog trends and hobbies are starting to come back into fashion, because everything's so tech. People are wanting more human touch, and so that was her inspiration to start matchmaking, because the apps aren't working for people.
Yeah.
And she wants to repopularize the human touch in finding love. So she's a new matchmaker. She hasn't been doing it for very long, but I think her philosophy was really interesting. So I sent her a DM. This is me telling you about it.
Yeah. Let's do it.
But I thought it was interesting. because I do think we're going to see an uptick in people, especially with like all the AI advent and like a lot of us losing human touch points. A lot of people are working remote, for example. Like there's a chart that it shows over time where people found partners. And it used to be like, you know, college, or a family friend would introduce you, or a work colleague, or at a networking event. But increasingly, a lot of these things are happening online. Like you can go to college online. So people aren't in classrooms anymore. Dating apps, people are using dating apps instead of going to like singles events or things like that. So people are losing that human touch point. And the theory is that people are seeking that out now, especially like working remote. Like you can be at home all day, all week, and not see a single person. You can get your groceries delivered. Exactly. You can get your groceries delivered, so you're not going
That's
to the
my life
grocery
right
store.
there. And that's exactly why I'm looking at hiring a matchmaker, because I'm too
Yeah.
busy running the
It's like
business for them to
the increase in automation is taking away human contact.
Yeah,
So
totally. I totally feel that. And
yeah,
it's as a man, like when you get a little bit of status too, you don't have the same time to like do the elbow grease game of like your fuckboy days. And that's where I'm at now. So in the past, I could just massive action my way into a bunch of dates, but I
yeah.
can't do it anymore. So she might just get another client. I don't know. We'll
This
see.
guy, I won't say what website I was on that we met, but
Seeking arrangement.
he like somehow reconnected, and he started sending me messages as though he didn't already know me. And I was like, we already know each other. Like, why are you have my phone number? This is weird.
Yeah.
And so he was like, we do. And I was like, yeah, we know each other. And so we ended up going to coffee, because I was like, what do you, this is weird. Like, what are you doing right now? I'm heading to Dancing Goat. And he was like, oh, I'll come meet you. It was his assistant. It wasn't really him. He was having somebody else do his dating stuff for him. And he was like, I'm so sorry about that. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, I've thought about that too. I know dating coaches that offer a service of that. Like I hired a Instagram firm to like consult my Instagram profile, and that's where I've got some cool shoots and stuff on it. And part of the thing that they offer is like a VA that trains up on your taste, and then they go and they do all the swiping and stuff. So they do done for you conversations, which I don't think I would do that. But
well, I think that's what was happening. Like it was a done for you, like it was a template of just stuff that they were copy pasting. And I was like, what the? I know you in real life. Like, shoot me a text.
Yeah.
What is
this?
That's
funny.
You know what I do find helpful though?
What?
When I'm with my friends that are happily married, I'll have them swipe for me.
Like, interesting. Like, what's their judgment, basically?
Yeah, I think that they obviously have a good eye. They see things that I can't see. So I'll have them swipe for me, and I'll have my gay guy friends swipe for me.
That's funny. It's a totally different paradigm swiping as a woman than a dude. As a dude, you're biological only. Yes, no, yes, no. Boom, 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 boom. Or some guys just yes to the whole thing and see what matches.
Yeah.
But you start there, and then you start reading profiles. Like once you get the match.
No, I'm reading the whole profile. I'm not even giving you access to me if you're not. No. If you're a weirdo, I'm not even giving you access to me. So yeah, I will let you know what she says. I'm gonna send her a message as soon as I get off with you here.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Well, in the meantime, guys, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok. We post clips of our every episode every single week on those accounts. Yes. Breakup Season Pod, and then our email for show ideas. If you have stories or ideas you want us to talk about, breakupseasonpodcast@gmail.com.
We can't wait to hear your stories. We'll see you next week.
See ya.